Hi Deidre, I want to make this video for you to help you start to knit. Alright. First of all, I got really gigantic needles here and really big yarn. So the first thing that I do is take your big ball of yarn and try and pull out a bit of this from the middle so that your ball of yarn will stay put. And then what you need to do with knitting is get some stitches onto your needle to start knitting off of those. So what you can do is find your tail, there's the end of your yarn, kind of need to do a slip knot onto your needle. So the way to make a slip knot is hold your yarn like this, there's the end, hold it in your hands like this, put your thumbs up and push down on the yarn to make a loop, and over here make a bunny ear. Take that bunny ear and go inside of the first loop and pull the loop up, and this is going to count as your first stitch. Alright, so then I take my knitting needle and put it right into there and kind of tighten it up a little bit. Okay. Now I left a bit of a tail here to go ahead and cast on some more stitches. So the way you do this is going to be kind of like doing the knit stitch. So again, you take your thumb, push down on the yarn and make a loop. Take your knitting needle, go into the loop like this. Take your yarn that goes to the ball, go down around your needle and hang it over the edge. Try that one more time. Around this way. And then you take the loop that's on your thumb, pull it off of the needle, and then tighten both strands of the yarn. So again, push down on the yarn and make a loop on your thumb. Go into the front of the loop like this, and you make an X with your thumb and the needle. Then take the yarn around the bottom of the needle and hang it there a bit, and then the loop comes off, and then you tighten it. So right now you have 3 stitches on your needle. Let's try another. Just down, go into that loop, so your thumb is acting almost as if another knitting needle. You go under and over the end of the needle, and then this loop drops off. One more time. So push down on the yarn and make a loop, go into the front, go under, over the tip of the needle, and then that loop drops off. So you're just interlocking loops. Right, now to knit a row, put that first needle into your left hand, take your other needle, same kind of concept, go into that loop, make sure you're not going into this part right here, but you're actually going into the needle, or the loop. Then you go under, over, you have your yarn on the second needle, you pull that loop up, and then scoot it off of your left needle. So it goes in, around, kind of push the tip of your right needle and bring up the new loop, and the old loop slips off. Try again, into that front loop, under, over, push this little end, bring up the new loop, and off of the left needle. And when you're looking at the loop, just make sure you're actually just going into that upside down U. And you go, under, over, push the tip up so this new loop comes up and off with the old. One more, in, under, over, bring up the new loop, then kind of pull your fabric that you're making down a bit, and then you flip it over to the left hand again and keep going. This is just the knit stitch, so we'll do one more. So you're going in, under, over, bring up the new loop, off with the old. Go in, under, over, bring up your new loop, and off with the old. Go in, under, over, bring up your new loop. Okay. Into the loop, under, over, bring up the new loop, and off with the old. One more. Under, over, up with the new loop, and then you just give it a little tug. So that's the knit stitch. If you're interested in learning the purl stitch, everything is kind of reversed. So instead of going in this way to a stitch, you come in backwards, which is actually this way. And you always want to have your yarn that's going to the ball in the front. And then you go around this needle, and you're taking the loop, the new loop, down and backwards, and then off with the old. And here my yarn is in the front, coming in backwards, and the yarn goes around this way, and down, and off with the old loop. Through there, around, and down, and off. In backwards, around, and off. One more. One this way. Bring the yarn around and off. So those are the 2 stitches that are knitting. Just do a couple more. I'll go back to knitting now. But you can kind of see the difference. Since I did a purl row, that this looks nice and smooth. This is called stockinette stitch, when you knit a row and purl a row. If you're knitting every single row, you get these bumpy things. It's called garter stitch. Alright, so we're going to knit. So your yarn is in the kind of the back there. And you go into this loop, and if you really look close at that loop, you're just going in here. Don't go here, because then you're going to get trouble. So you're going to go here. Bring up the new loop and off with the old. In there, around, off with the old loop. In, down and around, new loop up, old loop off. So in the front, down and around, bring up the new loop and off. One more. Go down and around, and there you go. And always give it a little tug so you can see your work. There you go, as easy as that. Good luck.